Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we'll be doing an illustration for this funnel dress. So as you can see, the dress is a kind of an overbust corset. It's an overbust corset, but then it has this inner one inside that makes up this. So it has this inner one inside. It's like a kind of two-in-one dress. This inner one in here stops at the underbust. Then we have another one. So first of all, I've drafted my basic bodice, although I didn't completely draft it. We'll be doing the rest of the alterations together. So the next thing to do is to do your underbust tightening. So here at the underbust, we're going to be having I'm going to be doing a 1/2 inch. I'm going to be tightening by 1/2 inch on both sides. Take my 1/2 inch here, and from this side I'll take my 1/2 inch also. So the next thing we'll do now is to connect this line to the bust point. Is to connect these lines to the bust point like so. So the next thing we're going to do is to connect the dart leg to the waistline. Connect this on this tightening here to your waistline. Now we're not going to connect all the way to this first dart leg. No, we're not going to connect all the way to this first dart leg. So I'm just going to go from this first dart leg outwards by 1/4 of an inch, like so, and from here also I'll go out by 1/4 of an inch. Then I'll connect my dart leg. Now the reason you don't want to connect all the way, I don't want this ridiculous slope here. I would prefer it like this so that it gives a better illusion of a flat tummy. So although it's still going to be comfortable, because the 1/4 of an inch we've removed here, we're going to add it to the other side, to the side seam. We took 1/4 of an inch here, that's 0.25, and we took 0.25 here also. So now what we are going to have, the waist we are working with is 32. Now 32 divided by 4 is 8. We're going to do like this. We're going to start measuring from the center front, like this. Then we'll move our tape to this second dart leg here. First of all, took the first measurement from here, from the center front to the first dart leg, the one we just drew. So now to the first dart leg, then this 3.5 that we got, we'll continue it at the second dart leg like this until we get our 8 inches. Remember, the waist we are working with is 32. 32 divided by 4 is 8. So we're going to mark our 8 right here. So this way we've not done much, we've not done anything. It's not going to be tighter than it should be, it's just going to be okay. So now the next thing is to connect your side seam. Here for the bust we have we're working with a bust of 40. So 40 divided by 4 will give us 10. So we're going to connect all the way. We're going to connect. If you have watched this far, that means you're enjoying the video. So please do well to subscribe and like. Thank you. So the next place we're going to be working on is this part, this lower part of the dress. Remember that we have our bust point measurements. Our horizontal measurements are our bust point measurements. These horizontal lines, this is the bust point measurement. We have our under bust measurement. We have our half length, and of course the blouse length. The blouse length from our diagram. The dress is going to slightly exceed the half length, so this is the blouse length measurement. You have to make sure that it's not too long. You have to make sure that it's not too long so that you'll be able to sit down comfortably. So that you'll be able to sit down comfortably. For this, I just made it 22 inches. This is 22 inches. The next thing we're going to do is to measure your bust span here. As where you got that 22 inches, you measure your bust span. My bust span for this measurement is 9 inches. So 9 inches divided by 2 will give you 4.5. So we're going to take our 4.5 here. And then we'll join. Now the next thing we're going to do, whatever we have at this point, whatever we have for our total that intake at the waistline, we're going to transfer it to the blouse length. Now let's measure what we have here. So here we have almost 2 inch. Is a little bit less, a little bit more than 1 3/4, but not up to 2 inch. So we're going to transfer it. We're going to first of all divide it into 2. What we have, we're going to divide it into 2 so that we can distribute it equally at the blouse length. So this is what I have. I'm going to put it this way and mark both sides. So now connect all the way down. Now, soulmates, this is what we have. Now for the circumference at the blouse length, we are working with a circumference of 36 inches. We're working with a circumference of 36 inches. So again, 36 divided by 4 will give us 9. So that means we'll come here and like we did for the waist, at the waistline, which is at the half length, we'll come here and measure what we have to the first dark leg, then pick it and continue the measurement at the second dark leg. So whatever we have here, we're going to pick it and continue the measurement at the second dark leg until we get our 9 inches. Now, soulmate, we can connect. You want to make sure you're connecting with a curve. So I've gone ahead to highlight the lines to help us to see our pattern properly. So now, before we go further, let's put our bust dart. Let's put our bust dart, which is the difference between our back length and our front length. And here we have it as 1.5. So I'm going to be connecting to the bust point. Now the next thing for us to do is to come to the shoulder and take and measure half of the shoulder. That's what we'll be having. Take half of the shoulder like so, and mark, then connect this all the way to the bust point. All the way to the bust point. So that's what we have. Now for the neckline, which is at this side, we're going to be going in all the way to your nipple point. It's a very deep neckline, although you can decide to make it anyhow you want it. So this is where our sweetheart shape, because from the pattern it has something like a sweetheart shape. So this is where our sweetheart shape will be starting from. This is where we'll be starting our sweetheart shape from. Now, how much do we want it to extend upwards? That is, how much this place, how much do we want our pattern to extend upwards? For me, I will just from my armhole depth, I'm just going to be going out by, let's say, 1.25. 1.25. I think that's enough for it. So we are going out, we are going up from our armhole depth by 1.25, and then we'll mark. So no matter what, we're not going to be exceeding this line. Now, the next thing we'll be doing is to try to draw our neckline. Neckline, from the illustration we have here, it has this kind of design at the neckline. So it has this kind of design at the neckline. We'll be trying to make our design on the neckline now. So with our pencil, let's just see what we can have. Here I'm just trying my best to get the design for the desired neckline. Remember that you can do it as much as you want. So I think I've gotten what I want now, and it's going to be going this way. Then towards this side we'll have it like this. Remember, we're not supposed to exceed this point, although it depends on what you want. Please feel free to explore. So here we have it. Next thing we're going to be doing is to cut open our shoulder darts. Please, if you've not subscribed yet, do well to subscribe so that you can get access to more videos, and also turn on your notification bell so that you'll be alerted whenever I post more video tutorials. Now the next thing we're going to be doing is to do our over bust tightening. So for the over bust tightening, we're going to be taking 3/4 of an inch. So we have it here, 3/4 of an inch. Then we'll connect all the way to the bust point, like so. And now we're going to be cutting through the bust dart. So we have cut through the bust dart to the bust point. So now we are going to redraw our neckline, because this over bust tightening has actually altered our neckline. So we're going to be redrawing that. All you have to do is to take this out like this, all the way this way. Now you can see. So we want to redraw our neckline. So again, let's use our pencil and see what we would have. I think we should just have something like this. So I think I've gotten my desired neckline. Let me just draw it with this pen. We will be having like this instead. So this is what we'll be having instead. We can actually highlight this better with my marker pen. So this is our new neckline. So having done that, we can go ahead and close our bust dart. Can go ahead to close our bust dart. You want to make sure that this doesn't come off this way, but if it eventually does, just be careful so that it doesn't alter your points. I think this is okay now. Then I would tip it down. We've taped it down. We can go ahead to redraw our side lines. I'm go ahead to redraw our side lines. Running the side line like so. So now, summit, we're almost done. Remember, we had this. So this is our neckline. Now, from our illustration, we have that there is an inner part before this outer side is like a 2-in-1, and that inner part stops at, let's say, the under bust. That inner part stops at the under bust. So that means let's highlight our under bust with our red marker pen. But then there is another design. Let's take a look at our illustration again. There is another design right here that came from this end all the way to the other end. So let's have that on our pattern. From the side seam at this point, I would like to go in by, let's say, 1.5 of an inch. I like to go in by 1.5 of an inch. Then I'm going to connect it this way. I'm going to follow the bust point line. I'm going to follow this line like so. So this is what we have. Let me highlight it with my marker pen. So this is what we would be having. This place, remember, is also out of the pattern. This is also out. It's also out of the pattern. And also this place are all out of the pattern. Now summit, we are done with the front. The next thing for us to do is to put another paper underneath and redraw and trace out this part. Since it's going to be separate, we're going to trace out this part. So I'll trace it and show you what it looks like. So mates, I've gone ahead to trace that area, and I've also highlighted it so that we can see it properly. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to cut it now. Now guys, we've gone ahead to cut that area, and this is what it looks like. So as you can see, so now the next thing is for us to cut out this area also. So mates, let's not forget that we have a kind of stylish blouse length. So here we have something stylish at this point, so something like this. Let's try and make it on our pattern. We want to make sure that they are well adjusted. Now with our pencil, we are going to be marking the kind of design. You can actually do whatever you like. You can go ahead to just shape it like this, probably by going in on this side seam by 2 inches, anyhow you really want to do it. So it just depends on you. Your style here just depends on you. The kind of alteration you do here, it just depends on you. So this is what we have. So let's go ahead and cut, and I'll show you what it looks like. So mates, this is what we have for the front. So this is what we have. So let's go right into drafting the back. So for the back, we are going to be extending our bust span measurement like we did for the front. We'll extend it down. So after extending this line, we want to come to the base here and take half an inch on both sides. From this center mark, we'll take half an inch on both sides, then connect to that leg on the waistline. So we have this and this. So now again, the circumference we had at the blouse length was 36. So we divided 36 by 4 and we got 9 inches. Like we did for the front, we're going to measure what we have here, then whatever we get, we'll continue the measurement until we get our 9 inches. So here to the from this side to the first that leg, we have 3 and we have 3.75. so that 3.75, we're going to pick it up and bring it to this side to continue our measurement until we get 9 inches. So this is our 9 inches right here. So the next thing we're going to do is to connect these points. Now we are done with this, with the bottom part for now. So next, let's go to the top part alteration. Depending on how much you want to go down by, but for this I think I'll be going down by, let's say, 9 inches. Be going down by 9 inches. Then from that 9 inches, I'll just go ahead to connect, trying to make use of my ruler, but it's not giving me what I want. The curve is not giving me what I want. Okay, I think it's okay now. And still go this way. So I think it's okay now. So we can go ahead to draw our line. I would advise you to have too deep curve here, just something slightly curvy, not too much, something slightly curvy. So at this new line we drew, at the second line we drew here, we're going to do a tightening there. If not, it will gape. So I'm just going to do half of an inch on both sides. I'm going to take out half of an inch on both sides and connect to our dark leg. So this is what we have for the back. And in case you're looking to have something like you want here to have a rope that you can tie, you can go ahead to do your alteration. So from at the waistline, from this center back, I can decide to go in by 1.5 of an inch. So you can decide to go in by 1.5 inch. So at this point I'll do 1 inch, and at the top point I'm going to also do 1 inch. So now you can connect it. You can connect it so that we'll be connecting with a straight line, so that we'll have something like this. Remember, this depends on how open you want the back to be. This was for the back tightening. So from here to here depends on how open you want it to be. So now I think we are done with the back. So let's just cut and see what we'll do next. So mate, before you end up cutting all, you want to make sure you label, because after we cut we might not know which part is which any longer. So you want to make sure that you label properly, so that this is the center back, this is the side back. So let's go here, let's have 1 2 2 and 3. So this is up, up, and here is down. So you have to make sure to label properly. If not, by the time you cut it off, they will all look alike and you will not know which is which. And if you make mistake from there, you are going to encounter fitting issues. So next we are going to go ahead to do our style line for the back. I'm going to go ahead to do our style line for the back. We'll try to join this together. Try to join it together. here we have it. So let's go ahead and cut. So soulmate, for this top part you want to check to see if they are equal. So from the waistline, make sure that the waistline is matching, then you can go ahead to check if it's equal. Here we have a slight difference, so I'm just going to use my pen to trace that, then I'll cut. It's just a slight difference. I'll cut this way. So now they are all nice and equal. So next, this is what we have. This is the front, I mean, and here is the back. And of course, this is the one we're going to be having inside. So guys, thank you for watching. Bye.